Wait, was I saying that?
What?
What?
Wait.
Who's saying 3, 2, 1?
Oh, I was gonna have you do it since you're the one who's gonna start the recording.
Oh.
Just like a 3, 2, 1, and then start.
Oh, right.
So I know you're starting.
Right. All right. Well, I already started recording. 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Motor City Chirps. You like the name? We do too. It only took us 4 days to select.
Episode 1.
This will be the first episode of hopefully quite a long series of podcasts with me and Brendan talking about our Michigan sports. So we're going to cover the Tigers, the Lions, Michigan. You know, we might cover Michigan State. I don't really want to. I know Brendan doesn't either.
I feel like we are, obviously we're both very huge Michigan fans, but at the same time, I feel like as a like a region, like a Motor City region, we should cover Michigan State news. And I don't want to say I hate them. Like
I do.
We're not going to cover Ohio State, but like I don't hate Michigan State. I mean, we can talk about them, but it just won't be as in depth.
Fine.
That's just me.
Fine.
Yeah, I know you're opposed to that, but I feel you.
No. I'm completely joking. Of course, we're going to cover that. But yeah, obviously Michigan's going to get the,
Yeah, they're going to, I mean, as far as like what I consume as media, I mean, 99% of it's going to be Michigan related and football,
of course,
basketball, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just like not knowledgeable on Michigan State stuff.
Oh,
So,
me either. Yeah.
I mean, that's like the main reason I might not be as on it as normal, but to each their own. I mean, if Michigan State goes 15-0 next year in college football, I mean, they'll probably get a segment or two. That's not. I mean,
anyways, let's talk about Tigers.
Do we want to?
Not really, but let's just get this over with.
Yeah. All right. So as you all are listening to this, the Tigers are sitting at 8-15, split with the Pirates. Yeah, I said that. We split with the Pirates.
Woo!
Yeah, it's, not the start you wanted.
I mean,
Absolutely.
How are you feeling overall at the moment, how the team is, and how are you feeling you're going to be feeling about the team 2 months from now?
So, here's the thing. April baseball sucks, especially when you play in Michigan. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you play in a state where it's going to be 30, 40 degrees in the month of April when you're starting baseball, it's not going to be enjoyable to watch or to play in. So teams are going to get off to a slow start no matter what. Now, do I put all of that into the reason the Tigers are bad? Absolutely not. There's a lot more reasons that they are not performing well. But it is a 162-game season. We're through 1 month. I think people hitting the panic button right now are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. There is still well over 100 games left. So I think that panic button needs to stay closed. Now, if we are still, 10, 9 games under 500 come May, June, absolutely freak the fuck out, because I will be freaking the fuck out. But this is the same thing this Tigers team did last year. We started off terrible. Like, we started off worse than we did this year. But the thing with that was there was really no expectation in sight. There was really no, we could fight for a wild card. We can make the playoffs. That really wasn't a possibility. With all the hype in the offseason signings, this year, there's a lot more expectation, a lot more turn on with the Tigers organization that you kind of, I don't want to say expected a wild card, but the best way I can put it is I expected us to be competitive, especially in the AL Central, who honestly before the offseason kind of switched things up, but was a very weak division in regards to all of baseball. So you kind of look at it like, well, shit, we got a shot. You got the Chicago White Sox, who are also off to a very rocky start. I mean, they're the AL Central favorites. They won the AL Central last year, one of the best teams in baseball. They lose their first round playoff games. So, yes, did I have high expectations? Absolutely. Are they underwhelming to this point? Of course. I'm not going to freak out yet, though. We got 100 more games in more than 100. We have 140 more games. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Oh, go ahead.
But there is a lot of things that, you do not like to see. To start, the bats. I think that's the number one thing. The bats. Yeah. They are in a coma. I don't know what happened. The second half of last year, when the Tigers went on that run, and they surprised some teams. They actually, they went on the road and swept the Astros last year, which they're on the road against the Astros for a 4-game set right now. And, you're kind of looking at this team is going to give teams some trouble. They're not some cakewalk anymore. And you kind of expected they were going to get that second half Tigers team into this year. And so far, it hasn't happened yet. But I do think there is some hope. When you got guys like Jonathan Scope, Jeimer Candelario, I'll even throw... I can't really throw anybody else in there because those are the two that piss me off the most. And you can throw Eric Haas in there too. Hometown guy. I like him a lot, but their production last year was, I don't want to say it was a surprise, but, they exceeded expectations. They hit very well. They defended very well, and they won a lot of ball games for us. When you see those three guys off to as rocky of starts as they've been this year, I understand why you're frustrated. I mean, Scope was 0 for his 25 at one point this year. And since that point, I think he's gotten 2 hits. He was hot last year. He won AL Player of the Month last year, I think in the month of July. I mean, you kind of expected hey, if this guy's production is where it was at last year, we're going to be fucking good. And Candelario is swinging the bat a little bit better, so I can't really get too mad about that. He's I want to say he's 6 for 13 in his last 13 at bats, with 4 of those being extra base hits. He's coming around. Obviously you want to see that guy work his way back up to the top of the lineup. But I mean, the Scope thing is very frustrating. He can produce. He is a reliable bat in your lineup. But when you watch him this year, it's just so frustrating, and because you know how much better he is.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't think there's any excuse. It's there's slumps and shit like that, but it's what the hell is going on?
Well, so
it's so bad.
I was telling Zach before, I take notes. I watch, obviously, every Tiger game I can. I take notes on each game, too, just for my own personal sanity. And so the 2 notes that I took from the past 2 games, the Pirates, it's just he is just not seeing the ball well. And last year, he was very, very, he got into deep counts. He got into 3-2 counts. He worked the pitcher, he worked the pitches, and he made them give them something that was in the zone that he could crush. This year, it's just the opposite. He's swinging at balls out of the zone. He's just having terrible at-bats.
He looks like a guy that's officially, like an old guy in the league that's, officially, all right, what are we still doing here? This guy clearly can't hit anymore. 30. I know that's the thing. He looks like an old guy.
Right, and I agree. And so that's number one. He's just not selecting his pitches well. He's just swinging at stuff that's not in the zone. He's swinging at pitches that are not, pitches you want to swing at early ahead in counts. And then once he gets those at bats where he works a count and he gets the pitch to hit, and he just swings right through it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I've seen him have at bats where yesterday we had guys on second and third, 2 outs. He comes up to the plate, swings at 3 pitches, 3 balls by his face that were all in the same location. Clearly, after the first pitch, the pitcher was like, oh, fuck, he swung at that? I'm just going to throw that 2 more times. And he swung at all 3. He swung and missed at all 3.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, again, we're so early in the season. It's like you said, you can't like be super scared about what's going on. You're not going to throw a hissy fit over it already. But again, something with him specifically is just weird. You can't be in your 10th season like batting 136. I get it at the beginning of the season. Sometimes you got to find your groove. But like we're getting to that point now where like, okay, we played, decent amount of games. Let's start to turn this around, man, because like we can't be fucking playing this guy if he's hitting like this. It's literally just an automatic out.
And I'd like to say that AJ Hinch read my blog this morning, which I know he didn't. But I did say in my blog, hey, like, I know Jonathan Scope. I know he's a producer. When he's on, he's a top 3 bat in this lineup. But when he's struggling as much as he is right now, you can't keep throwing him in there because, one, you're going to make fans frustrated, but that's the least of my worries. I could care less.
What, all 12 of them that go to the game?
Exactly. That's another tangent I could go on.
Oh, I know. Me too.
You're gonna piss people off by keep putting him in the lineup. You're going to lose games because you're putting him in the lineup because he comes up in spots that we need to score runs and we don't. And 3, you're going to just fucking ruin his confidence. Yeah. If you are in and this is coming from someone who's played baseball my whole life. If I'm in a slump, give me a rest. Give me a day off. Let me collect my thoughts. Let me collect what I'm doing and try to fix it. If you play him both games in a doubleheader and he's 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in the first one, and he goes 0 for 5 in the second one, he's just going to get more and more frustrated after each at bat. I'm going to pause here because, oh, fuck. Sorry. Live Tigers, Robbie Grossman just hit a double. I hit the top of the wall. I thought it was gone.
It's kind of funny because I wanted to say Robbie Grossman, like, you look at the beginning of the season, we were looking at the Tigers outfielders. Obviously, Green was going to be an option. And we were like, okay, well, who's going to be the odd man out? And you'd hear like Robbie Grossman's name, but man, I like Robbie Grossman.
I absolutely love him. I rave about him. I was all on him last year. I think he's a great leadoff hitter. Granted, he's not hitting for as much pop as he was last year. I mean, I think we kind of got lucky with the 20 plus home runs that he hit last year for a leadoff hitter. But I mean,
but 284, like, you can't ask too much more out of him. I mean, yeah, you want him to go up even more, but like 284, like, dude, he's contributing.
Not even for the 284. He's top 10 in the AL for OBS. He just gets on base.
Yeah.
He is the one guy that you can just count on to work counts. He gets in a 3-2 count. He'll get in he'll work pitchers for 8-9 pitches every at bat. And he's just a leadoff hitter you can count on. And that's exactly what you want on a leadoff hitter.
Right.
Guys that can get on base. Obviously they can hit the ball, but maybe
work the pitcher.
Work the pitcher, get the pitch count up, and start off the inning on first or second base.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you got guys behind him. I'll leave out Austin Meadows and Javi Baez because they're really the only positives so far this year. But
man, are they good though?
The amount of times they've left him, stranded at first. Guy on first, no outs, top of the first, and then you strike out 3 in a row, and like you can't even move the runner. That's what frustrates me the most. I could care less if you get on base, you ground out, you move him to second, and then you get out of the inning, no damage.
Yeah, when we got guys in scoring position, we're fucking hot ass.
Well, that and just like you gotta just be able to move the runner.
Yeah.
If you're a two-hitter, your job is to make contact, move the runner over to the next base. Get him in scoring position. We get a guy on first base, and then we pop out or strike out 3 times in a row. And they're just the most unproductive outs that you can have in a baseball game. And leadoff double, doesn't score. Tigers top of first. It's just speaking to existence, Zach. It's just so on cue.
And while we're on anger, another guy, honestly, the guy that's upset me the most this season, I know I just shat on Scope, but who's pissed me off?
Upsetting you the most? I would love to hear this.
More than Scope? Yeah, Badu.
Yeah. Okay.
Badu, I mean, here's the thing is like Scope's 10 years in and he's playing like, fucking single A. But the thing is, like, Badu looked like he was showing so much promise last year. Like, oh, this guy, did we get a fucking good ass player here? And, he's playing really bad.
Yeah, like
his hitting is atrocious.
Yeah, not just bad, like really bad. He's a guy that you could count on. Putting him 1, Robbie 2 last year, and
you can't count on him this year at all.
And I'm not going to knock him. I mean, he's a Rule 5 pick. He, wasn't supposed to be in the league. We got lucky with how many guys hit a home run in the first pitch they've ever seen in the MLB.
And it wasn't even that. It was just his first, I don't know how many at bats. He was just like the greatest player to ever start the game ever.
Right. And you obviously a guy like that's going to cool off eventually.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Kind of to start off the streak that he's been on this year. It's frustrating to see. And then you could say like, hey, I mean, he's a very good defensive player. I mean, he's had an error. He's dropped the ball. He's gotten mixed up on fly balls multiple times where he gets turned around. So I don't want to say he's a liability in the outfield, but he's not playing as well as he normally has been. The biggest thing with him, man, he's not disciplined. He swings at everything. He starts off 0-2 more than any other hitter that I've ever seen. And it's frustrating because you want a guy like that on base, solely because the fact of he is fucking fast. And
he's fast as hell.
And the way AJ Hinch manages is like, you get him on first base. I mean, he can swipe bags like with ease. I don't care who's behind the plate. And you just get guys in scoring position.
But that's the issue of
first pitch.
Him.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, God. First pitch of the game, Jose Altuve just hit a bomb.
A home run?
Yep, first pitch.
How many fucking times have they done like within the first 2 fucking pitches? Boom, home run. Literally the game we went to. But anyways, yeah, about Badu is like, yeah, great on the bases, but he can't get on the base. I'll tell you what.
That's struggling. That's frustrating.
I'll tell you what though. I've started to notice, I think it was Dick's Sporting Goods. They're selling, like when you go in there, even online, but like they're only selling 2 players' jerseys, I think, for the Tigers. They're selling Cabrera, which obviously, and they're selling Badu. Now I wonder, is there something going on here that we don't know about where they're trying to get rid of these jerseys before they're fucking worthless? Or what's going on here?
I mean, it's a marketing tactic.
Because I walked in there, yeah.
And the only 2 jerseys were Cabrera and Badu.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. I saw it online too at first, but I didn't pay attention to it then. But then me and Ange, we went into the store and I was like, Badu, why is he the only, like, what? And I thought, oh no. So that's kind of scary if that's a legitimate thing. Because what other reason? Why Badu?
Yeah.
Why not Torkelson or Mize or like what in the hell?
See, I'm saying, I'm a huge
Baez
fan. I think Skubal.
Oh yeah, him too.
I think he has the ceiling of being a number 1 guy in a rotation.
Oh yeah,
Casey Mize. As I say this, he is giving up a first pitch home run and then a first pitch single in the first 2 batters. Of the season.
Right.
Neither here nor there, but I mean, you're playing 4 against Hughes. So let's back up. You coming off. You haven't won a series yet, right? You're in 1 game every series. Obviously, it's not good enough. You then you come home and you play a Pittsburgh team that, yes, everybody, I know they have a better record than us. I get that. They fucking suck.
Oh, they suck. They are definitely. I don't care what the records say. Pittsburgh. I mean, well, I can't say they're worse because Cincinnati is like biblically awful right now.
Cincinnati's the worst team in the league. I actually watched, going on a little tangent, I actually watched the Cincinnati game. It was the free game of the day on MLB TV.
I'm surprised they don't pay us to watch it.
Cincinnati was up 3-0 after the top of the first inning, and I was like, oh, put it on, right? Bottom of the first, as soon as I turn it on, Brewers leadoff hitter hits a tank. Yelich next batter hits a tank. Third batter single. Fourth batter double, tie game, and then the second inning they're down 6-3.
Was that the game that was 18-3?
No, it was today.
Or that was today?
It was yesterday to the Brewers, 18-3.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah. But they were up 3-0 after the first inning.
Jeez.
Or at the top of the first, and it was a tie game by the bottom of the first, and then they were down by 3 by the bottom of the second.
Jesus. Anyway, so. But all right, so
Schittsburg. We split with the Pirates. We go to Houston for 4, not ideal. Then we come home for 5. Yes, I said that correctly. 5 against the Oakland A's, who are also a shitstorm, like most organizations, Tigers, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, whatever. And the reason I say 5 is 5 in 4 days. We play 1 at home, and then we have a doubleheader, and then we have 2 more. So that's definitely going to be a little weird series. But
wasn't it in general like 17 games in 15 days we got to do?
17 games in 15 days. So
Christ. All right.
I'm looking for if the Tigers can get 2 games above 500, not 2 games above 500, but if they can go 8-6 on this next little.
Oh, please! I would take that.
I would take that, and I think we can get back into the swing of things. No pun intended. But Bats need to wake up. Scooball needs to pitch well tonight against the Astros, and we need to see some production out of guys that we haven't seen too much of so far. Candy needs to stay hot. Javi needs to stop swinging at outside sliders.
Miggy needs to find the fountain of youth again, like he did before his 3,000th hit.
And Austin Meadows needs to hit a fucking home run because I'm sick of watching him hit bloop singles.
The bloop king.
Yeah, he's just the exit velo king. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we gotta definitely. We just need to hit the ball, and you hit the ball, good things happen. Keep playing good defense like we have the past couple games, and we need to turn things around now before things start to spiral, and then fans tune out. Players tune out. That's when it all unravels.
Yeah.
We need to fix this curve now. And I think in the month of May, we need to have a good enough month to bring people back in. I mean, the AL Central, like I said earlier, it's weak. There's so many teams that are playing shitty, but also well. I mean, you got the Twins leading the AL Central. You got the White Sox, who are very much struggling. And then you got the Kansas City Royals, who are struggling, and the Indians, who are kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, so our whole division's just a mess.
I think there's a lot of room for error, but at the same time, we need to win ball games. It's a very winnable division, very winnable to get to the wild card. So we need to turn around in the month of May.
And let's get some people at the damn stadium,
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
3,000 hit. I understand you don't want to go to the game anymore because you're not going to get this baseball.
This fucking ball, yeah. You were never going to get it in the first fucking place, people. Yeah, let's go watch this fucking team because clearly they play better when we're there. All right?
It's fucking ridiculous.
Now I got to go and watch Doctor Strange. Okay, everyone? And we're going to get more of these teams in this fucking podcast from now on, too. But this is just going to be the Tigers, okay? Because time management, we got to get better at that. Anyways.
All I'm saying is if I didn't work full time, I would be at every single Tigers game ever. So I don't want to hear any excuses.
Correct.
Bye.
Bye.